half-acre lot. And somehow they got half-acre lots and houses got built on half-acre lots. Then they determined the lot splits were illegal. So if you have a half-acre next to a half-acre by the same owner, they force you to merge those.
Well, yeah, because this guy's owned lots in Guerneville for, I don't know, 20 years, and he wanted to sell them separately, but all of a sudden now all the lots are under a new APN number, and his tax bills show different APN numbers.
Yeah, he's going to have to go to the county and see.
Yeah, he's not local. He's been writing to the assessor's office. I don't think I can go to the county without a letter, I suppose. Not that I really want to go to the tax assessor's office.
Right. Well, I just got told that in Lakeport they could see up my nose there, so I've readjusted my
Well, they're very kind, aren't they?
Popped up on my screen. That was good.
So I guess they just decided to give him a new APM and shove all those lots together.
Yeah, did he buy them from tax sale or did he buy
Well, he bought other ones from tax sales, which Fidelity won't insure because he hasn't had them for 5 years, but these he's owned for a really long time.
Yeah.
These other 5 lots.
Interesting. They must have changed the footage that you have to use.
For a minimum lot size, you mean?
Lot size. Maybe they did that with it.
Yeah, that could be. I know one of the lots was just 4,000 square feet.
Yeah.
But they've got city water and sewer right there too.
Interesting.
Yeah, there was a policy to merge all those types of lots that were what we call it substandard back. I don't know if that's still in effect or not.
That's what I was wondering, because apparently this new APN was fairly recent. The county took an easement on his lots and then gave him a brand new APN number.
Well, if he gets information on that, I think that's good information for us to know.
Well, yeah, because it's confusing.
Yeah. And the only other thing that he can do, there's an authorization at the tax assessor's office that he can give you authorization to go down
there. Yeah, I'll have to call them, and because he lives in Southern California. He was another one that came through Sync.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, it's good to know we're getting leads through Sync. Good.
Mm-hmm. Especially for listings.
Mari, you have your hand up?
Yes, I do. I was wondering, can you write an offer where you say it's all cash and you prove that they have the cash, but then they turn around and they put a loan behind it? Is that, I think that was legal at one point. I don't know if it is now.
Yeah, Vicky went over that in our risk management, that they can do that if they show that they have to have cash, but the loan can't be really a contingency if you wrote an all cash offer and you've X'd off the loan contingency part.
Okay. They don't have to let the appraiser in either. The seller doesn't if he doesn't choose to, if you've come in with all cash.
Yeah.
Can't problem.
Yeah. Okay.
If they have an inspection period, the appraiser could be an inspector.
I suppose if it's right in that window.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Yeah. I just didn't know the answer to that.
If it's beyond the inspection period, then the seller doesn't really need to let anyone else on the property.
Because I ran into that, even though they were gonna, but luckily Dan talked him into letting the appraiser come. So
right. We've had that before.
Well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. We're so serious there.
Taking notes.
Trudy's driving, so yeah.
Trudy's always driving. Her car tells me that I'm driving my Rogue right now. It even tells me the type of car that she's driving. I get a kick out of that.
Who's telling you that?
Trudy's car always tells me when I try to text her or call her. I am driving my Rogue right now. I will get back to you.
Oh.
So I get a kick out of that. Well, it's good seeing some of your faces. A whole bunch of you must be in your pajamas because I just have little funny people on my screen. But we get to see Trudy driving, which is awesome. A lot going on, gang. A lot of business going on. I know Ashley was complaining, which Gary and I love to hear, about how many demands she had in a day. She had 30 demands in a day.
Wow.
So I was like, wow, that's a good problem to have. And, you know, I've been talking about the last quarter of the year being strong. It's definitely strong. There's definitely a lot of people showing property. I'm seeing properties sold, you know, listed this week that are absolutely buried with traffic of agents trying to show them. So don't, when your client goes, well, this isn't a good time to put our property on the market, it's a great time. You know, there's talk, of course, from the feds that next year we'll see 3 rate increases, which will probably affect mortgage. We can have our mortgage lenders talk to us a little bit about that. So that could, I think the slowing of the feds buying bonds will probably affect rates more, but again, we'll ask our experts about that. But there's a lot of activity going on there. And it is so important right now to be reaching out to your SOI, sphere of influence, and getting in front of them. So get those Christmas cards out, you know, whatever you do, or holiday cards or Hanukkah cards, whatever you want to call them, get them out and be in front of people. Really important. Social media posts, you know, get those out there. There's some that I've seen, and it's not from our company, that they could probably use a little education out there and maybe not do social media posts, but you know, we've got some real experts here to help you do your social media. And just a shout out to, you know, all those people that do just such a great job on social media. And I want to really do a shout out, besides the incredible stuff Ukiah did. They've created a competition out there, and you know, I've seen Lake County do an event here recently, but Mariah and the Petaluma group, even though we haven't been able to open that office yet, did an incredible little booth setup. They poured apparently over 300 hot chocolates. People were shocked they were giving them away for free, but what an event. And, you know, for all of you agents that showed up, you know, show up at those events at the different offices, you know, a shout out to you, because it's great thing. It's it's like a community service. They did it. Unfortunately, my mother wore me out driving her around that day, so I didn't get down there. And anyways, just a great job there in Petaluma, and all the other people that put those events together.
Yeah, I saw Michaela working on helping an agent with a holiday message yesterday. I don't know if that was a post or a hard copy, but you know, reach out to Michaela, Rachel, Haley, and if you need some help, I got a nice little card from an agent with Better Homes and Gardens Reliance out of Sacramento. She keeps me on her mailing list, and had a really cute message that she got from the greenhouse. So there's images and stuff to work with there. I have a little thing to read here. This was written to me and Randy. It said, I'm delighted to write this letter of commendation with appreciation for one of our extraordinary staff members. And all our staff members are extraordinary, but I've worked with this staff member who consistently demonstrates all of the characteristics associated with outstanding job achievement. These characteristics include professional performance, knowledge of company policies and procedures, and incredible attention to detail, resulting in substantial benefits for my clients. The staff person exhibits an incredible work ethic, leading to the prompt response to every request, the appropriate processing of such requests, and the willingness to take on any additional work assignment. It is my sincere and wholehearted belief that the above staff member is of the highest quality and provides invaluable support to all of my clients and Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate. It's also a huge plus and pleasure when this staff person is in office. So that was written by Ryan Pasquarello out of our St. Helena office, and commendations for Marisa Felkert. I don't know how to pronounce Marisa's last name, actually, who does do a great job, and we appreciate her work and all the other staff folks who work very hard to support you agents. When I see Misty on the call, and Misty's been very helpful in the commercial leases we've done recently. She negotiated our lease in Petaluma. She's negotiated our lease in Ukiah. I think she helped with our leases, one of our leases in Lake County. So if you have commercial needs, you have a client who, has a commercial requirement, and it's not up your alley, get a referral fee and refer to Misty or to Isaac, our two primary commercial agents, and you get a little, lunch money for doing the referral. So good job, Misty. You've been very helpful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Here, here.
I have a couple market stats. If you want, I can go over those. We currently have, this is the whole Wine Country group, 113 pending sales with a value of $56 million. And this is 85% ahead of our unit volume last year. So you guys are busy and doing a great job. And we have 124 active listings that will soon turn into pendings, I'm sure, with a value of $75 million. And that's 63% ahead of last year in our listing unit volume. And our average listing price for the current period is $605,000. So I have to commend the Lake County folks. Karina said we were well ahead of what had been done in the prior months before we acquired the company. So what was that statistic, Karina? You got to unmute, please.
We see your lips moving. You're still on mute.
There we go. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, reference.
So, I'm sorry, we've got a conflict of sound here. Let me move over. I'm at Dave Hughes's office.
Okay.
Okay. So you're looking for a number, Gary?
Yeah. What was the number you shared with the group on Wednesday?
On Wednesday, we were at 16,741,000. And we had just finished closing 3 more escrows, so we should be well over 17 million in the last 105 days, I'd say. So since you took over September 1st.
Great. Well,
Yeah.
Good. Thanks. Everyone up there is contributing. It's a group effort.
Definitely.
You got it.
And a couple notes in the chat here. I'll just share. Mariah says, a second to all, our staff is great. Members are amazing. Our staff members are amazing. Misty says, BHG has an amazing staff. Shout out to Ashley, Marisa, Rachel, Michaela, and Haley. Thank you for your continued optimism and support.
Hey, Gary, what percentage of the listing volume is Lake County?
I think numbers wise, it may be as much as 40%.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, they have a lot of little listings up there, but little listings bring little commissions, so that's okay. I've always been a guy who appreciates units potentially more than volume, because if you do enough units, you're going to do your volume. So yeah, just keep doing the units. Let's see. Randy, you got anything else?
I just hope everybody is being safe out there and taking care of yourselves. You know, there's a lot going on. And I want you guys to have a fabulous holiday. I hope you guys all have great plans. My Christmas with multi-families starts apparently Saturday, I've been informed. So there'll be days and days of Christmas apparently, and with a new granddaughter, ought to be kind of fun. I think she's right at the age that she should be able to destroy a few things. And of course, we've gotten her all kinds of things that make a lot of noise to send home to my son and his wife. So those are the fun things grandparents get to do.
A couple of other things. Anne sent birthday wishes, and we all send birthday wishes to Monica Kangas, who is actually in escrow to buy. Is that her first home, Randy?
That's her first home. We want to congratulate her for that to be
escrow. Yeah.
And yeah, we're excited for her, and she's in escrow in a beautiful home. So congratulations.
Interesting backstory. So her husband kind of has this clairvoyance kind of talent, I guess you would call it. And they went to see the house on Saturday, and he woke up in the middle of the night Sunday and morning, and he thought he was in the bedroom of the new house. You know, the window was on the wrong side of the room because it was in the new house. So he had already transported himself there. So that was all good. Just to finish on some national stats, NAR had a economic kind of forecast for 2022 on Wednesday, I think it was. And so this is on national stats. They're suggesting or forecasting that real estate price appreciation will be about 5.7%, and stronger in some markets and weaker in other markets. My guess around, wine country area where we are, it's still going to kind of be a little higher than that, maybe 8% or so going through 2022. Mortgage interest rates, as Randy mentioned, the Fed is going to kind of tick up about 75 basis points. And we can let Deanna and Julie talk to this, but over the course of the year, but rates would still be close to 4 or under 4, even if we had that tick up during the year. And they're forecasting an inflation rate of 4%. Economists usually think an ideal inflation rate is around 2%, so it's running a little high right now in certain sectors. Fuel, as if you have a gas car, you know about that. I can't even get my car full because it taps off at $100, and it turns me off. And then, I got a big tank. But the other car in our household is a Tesla. So we're charging that with solar power now. So that's all good.
I just updated it.
Randy's trying to decide what kind of solar car, since PG&E didn't show up yesterday. Hey, Karina, would you mind muting?
I muted her.
Yeah, so my huge system, PG&E did not show up yesterday, so I'm getting kind of concerned that it's going to be completed this year. But I'm looking around for what kind of electric car would be a good car that can actually keep me going for as many miles as I drive. So that seems to be the biggest challenge. There's only a few. So we will go electric soon.
Have you guys seen the new Rivian truck? Rivian. I saw one in the parking lot the other day. Boy, is that thing sexy.
I keep hearing it's sexy, and people keep telling me about this truck, but my truck's being rebuilt right now. So
never mind.
to me, a truck is a work vehicle, but that Lucid looks interesting if they haven't gotten sued for where they got their money. I don't know, but yeah, there's some interesting cars out there, guys. The other thing that I really want to concentrate on this year is to see how many and subscriptions to the different magazines that you guys can use for your database. I think it's such a great tool. It makes it so easy for you for $13.25 a year just to give that as a gift to those clients, those clients that are going to refer you business, and be in front of them. And it doesn't have to be Better Homes and Gardens magazine. That fits a whole lot of different people. But Eating Well, Martha Stewart Living, Food
and Wine.
There's a lot of good choices there. That Parenting magazine for those young families. We should probably send that as a company to Chelsea because she's soon to be a mom here. But there's a lot of good things. It's so important with what the competition does, different formats of selling real estate, to always be in front of your SOI. And I know I harp on that a lot, but it is so important, because there's nothing worse than that person that you were working with giving you a call and telling you about the new home they bought, and they just happened to forget you. So, out of sight, out of mind, be in front of them at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mary's suggesting in the chat that maybe on the TIS form, they could say, please add this subscription to blah, blah, blah magazine, Better Homes and Garden magazine, whatever, to this client. And then we could just do that and automatically and charge it to Mary's credit card. So we should look into that.
And everybody, as Gary just said, charge it to Mary's credit card. Mary, you're just a giver. You're just a giver. For that. Do we have Mary's credit card on file? I want to send some magazine subscriptions out.
Question for Ashley. I don't know if you can tune in, or you can speak about the contest, Ashley. So we had a really good reception for the contest, and let people know how they can win the Agent of the Month contest. Yeah. Are you available to share that?
Or is Haley on?
Now, Haley's not on. Ashley's on, but maybe away on the phone or something. Good.
Well, she's probably chasing Evelyn. Evelyn is a very mobile child.
All right.
I can talk about Agent of the Month.
All right, you do it, Miguel.
Yeah, so I can't believe December is almost over, but there's a lot of ways you guys can get entries for the raffle. Floor shifts, that's 1 entry. New listing, that's 2 entries. A new sale, that's also 2 entries. A closed escrow, that's 2 entries. Sharing our social media content, you can get entries that way, as well as commenting on our social media content and hosting community events. Like Randy was saying, how Ukiah was at the light parade and Petaluma was at the boat parade. Representing us at events like that also get you guys entries. So a lot of ways to get entries, and we're doing it every month. So a couple more weeks for this month. So get on it, guys.
Hey, Michaela, what if we added magazine subscriptions to that for an entry? Is that possible?
Yeah, you guys would just we kind of need to think about how we can track that. So it'd be kind of on the agents to kind of let us know if they purchase that or not.
Cool. Well, awesome. And again, we want to give a shout out to Maria from Lake County for being our first winner on that. And her social media posts were absolutely awesome about it. It's a good thing to see. So anybody can win. It's just about it.
When you order the magazines, because I think I ordered for 15 clients this year. Better Homes and Gardens sends you a list of who you've signed up. So that list could just get submitted to somebody.
Okay, great.
That would work.
How about upcoming listings, new listings, buyer needs? Anybody want to talk some transactional business?
I have a buyer need.
Okay.
Up to about 1.7 million within a mile of the plaza. Doesn't have to be a big house, but it just has to be done. And it really has to have a front porch. She just really wants a front porch. So if anybody's got a porch coming, please let me know. It's getting frustrating.
So no front porches?
No, no front porches.
Nicole, you had something?
Yeah, I have a couple of needs. I have a new listing coming up in Santa Rosa off of Highway 12, like you're heading toward Bennett Valley. If you take Highway 12 and hang a right, it's kind of in that little subdivision. It's on about a 1/2 acre with city services. It's kind of a funky little house. Right now we're working on pest and clearing the pest inspection and painting and updating it. It'll probably come on in the high 8s or low 9s after the new year sometime. So if you guys want to get a sneak preview of that, if you have anybody, it is a 4-bedroom, 2,500 square foot house with potential for ADU and space. So
What street is that on, Nicole?
On, you know what, I'll have to get back to you, Patty.
Okay.
Slipping my mind right now. I'll text you it.
Okay, thanks.
What's the price point?
Price point is going to probably be low 9s, high 8s.
Okay, good.
I have a buyer need as well, something in Sonoma or Napa, potentially a view estate, 3 million cash, or 1.5 million to 1.5 millions. Basically, they just want really, really high end finishes, and they either want to be close proximity to a downtown or they want to have a view estate situation. It's just a single couple, and it'll be a week for them. They live in Orinda full time. So as long as it has high end finishes, there'll be a quick, easy close cash. And it will be a 1031 for them, but shouldn't affect anything.
Hard to find right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know,
Rare.
when things are hard to find, there are things we can do, right? We can
Drive around and look for front porches and knock on doors.
yeah. Well, or you know, take advantage of Pinpoint. You know, some of our Meredith tools on some of your potential listings, and say, you know, I've got a client looking for a property that's similar to yours, or you know, Nicole, if you got a $3 million cash buyer, take advantage of you know, our marketing team can select a Pinpoint direction to look for homes just in that price range and those price points. Be proactive, guys. If you can't find it, be in front of people to, you know, hopefully stimulate some other activity. Worst case scenario, you might end up with a listing appointment, and that would be bad, right? Yeah, I didn't get a bunch of people jumping on that. Like, no, Randy, that's not bad. I'd love a listing appointment. So, you know, think of creative ways to get out there in front of people and, you know, ask for their business. And you truthfully actually have a buyer looking for properties like that. So can't hurt. So again, be proactive out there. Any other upcoming listings? Don't be shy.
Well, if I can straighten the lots out in Guerneville, I'll have some listings there.
Good.
Misty, is your property out on the coast still available out in Bodega?
It is. I actually was up there yesterday meeting with the property owners. There's a couple of Section 1 pest issues from the inspection, so they're getting those taken care of for the new year. So it's a nice, clean building for anyone that's interested. But I've reached out to quite a few of the property or the business owners up in Bodega Bay to see if they had an interest or if they knew someone. So I'm trying to work as many leads as possible. So if you know of anyone that wants to buy a commercial building up in Bodega Bay, everyone, right off of Highway 1, let me know. It's a beautiful building with a great parking lot.
Good.
Bodega Bay has been a really hot market over the last, well, since COVID, actually. I think people said, let's get out of here and go to the coast. It's been very hot out there.
Yeah. Lender, what are you seeing in the lending field?
Good morning, everybody. Nice to see
morning.
you. So Randy kind of covered the Feds tapering back on buying mortgage-backed securities. And yes, that will probably trickle our rates up. We kind of had a bit of a rally this last week or so, but rates remain in the threes. Crystal ball on what's going to happen next year. I did want to also congratulate Monica on being in contract on her first home, and Cameron and I are thrilled to be able to do her loan for her. Just so you know, they've got great credit, large down payment, etc. We were able to get an appraisal waiver on that, so that's going to speed up our close time. Hopefully they'll be homeowners by the end of the year. And then also congratulations to Lisa Borgo, who's got a home in escrow now. So we're going to try and close that by the end of the year, but we'll see on that one. What else? And effective January 1, of course, our loan limits are increasing substantially. So I'm excited about that. And I think that's about it. Deanna, you got anything?
Yeah, you guys were talking about, ooh, there's a lot of feedback, huh? Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
That's better.
Okay. We have a slide that Nevin and Roger put up at a meeting we had yesterday, and you're all familiar with Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, MBA, and NAR. And they have their own predictions for our interest rates for Q1, 2, 3, and 4 for all of 2022. And so if you want to write this down, you can. I'll see how we end up at the end of next year. But Q1, the average of all 4 is a rate of 3.3. Q2 is 3.43. Q3 is 3.55. And Q4 is 3.7. So as Julie said, they are all in the threes. And there is actually no better time to buy a house than right now. Rates will go up slightly, but not, out of the ballpark. And there's going to be some acceleration in pricing. So those values are going to remain and add up a little bit. And I think we're going to see some inventory. We've got some pent up stuff from people that were afraid to list before. So I think you guys are in a really good spot. So there you go.
You're here. Thank you.
What I just dealt with one of our sellers yesterday that wanted to try to keep a deposit because the buyer couldn't get his appraisal done in a timely fashion. And the seller actually kind of forced him to cancel it, but then he wanted to keep the deposit. So luckily I was able to talk the seller into releasing the deposit and moving on, since he's already resold the property. But what do again, it went down to when the appraisal's ordered. Not all lenders seem to be ordering them in a timely fashion. And it seems to be all over the board what you've got to try to pay an appraiser to get him to accept your property. So Deanna, Julie, what are you seeing about appraisal times? Where are we at, and how do we need to educate our sellers and also our buyers that 17 to 21 days might not be adequate time to get an appraisal?
So one of the things that triggers the appraisal order is our initial disclosures. And once that buyer acknowledges the initial disclosure, we can then go ahead and order the appraisal. And yeah, unfortunately, we have to go through the AMC companies, unless it's private money or whatever. But and yeah, they're just all over the board. The AMCs have their list of approved appraisers, and basically what they do is they send the order out to a select number of the appraisers on their list, and then we kind of sit around waiting for them to accept that order. Oftentimes what we're finding is that the appraiser will come back and say, well, yeah, I can do the appraisal in 2 weeks, but then I can't have the report to you for 3 weeks. We are lucky that we have a couple of AMCs. I know at least one that they're very proactive, and their turn times are relatively quick. But again, the appraisers, it seems, are charging more. They're sort of cherry picking what they want to do. And if it's a little extra work, because of the type of property, what I've been seeing is that they're, we're not as quick to get a response. And then of course the AMC adds their fees on top of it. And if there's a rush, they add another fee. So the appraisals have become rather expensive in my opinion. And the turn times are not that great, but unfortunately our hands are kind of tied because we can't contact the appraisers anymore. We can only push the AMCs like, where's my appraiser? Where's my appraiser? It has improved from the middle of the year when we were having a really tough time because of the refinance market and stuff. But fingers crossed that it can only get better. So Deanna, what do you think?
Yeah, kind of the same thing. I have noticed the cost has gone crazy with appraisers. They can charge whatever they want, and we can't fight it. There's nothing we can do with it. We're kind of stuck because we need that appraisal to get our loan done. That's the collateral we're lending on.
Yep.
I know as of yesterday, we just got a new sheet to tell us that the basic appraisal is going to run a minimum of $800. That's the starting price.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's from our AMC. And if you add, a rush free on top of that, or any other item on there, you're adding another 125 to 150. So I have an appraisal right now that I'm waiting on, and it's in Sonoma, on a border of Sonoma and Santa Rosa. And he came right out and said, I want $1,000 for this, and you're going to wait 3 weeks for it.
Jeez.
Like, wow, dude, that's tough.
We had one of our agents that the appraiser said, basically, if you give me I don't know if it was 300 or 500, but if you give me more money, I'll get on your appraiser and turn it around right away. So it's really kind of gotten out of hand in some respect. They need to change the requirements to become an appraiser so that we can actually get more appraisers out there. Is Pinnacle's policy still to, you guys were paying, and I know I ran into one appraiser that I opened up a house for one of our agents and said, I love doing Pinnacle deals because they do pay me more. Are we still like that? I guess now that they're kind of charging any rate they want, it's kind of hard to do.
Yeah, we're paying what they're asking.
Yeah.
We send it in under normal conditions on our disclosures because that's what we know. And then when they come back and ask for $300 more, we're like, okay, get it to me, do it, go, so we're paying them, and we're paying them fast. It's just a matter of how soon they can get out there. Now, I don't honestly think they're as busy as they were before either, because the market has calmed down, but at the same time, I think they got used to asking for more money. So it's just the mode of operation now.
I heard of a circumstance the other day where a house, the buyer was putting down 50%, and it was a medium priced home, and they got an appraisal waiver, like you mentioned earlier. And then there was a change in the contract in some way. I think the buyer was actually going to bring more money and reduce the loan amount. And that got processed, and then all of a sudden the lender required an appraisal. Is that a lottery system, or how's that work?
It's underwriter discretion, I believe.
Yep.
So for example, in Monica's deal, she said, oh, great. Well, then should I waive the appraisal? And I said, absolutely not, because for whatever reason, guideline, et cetera, the underwriter can say, you know what, I want to see an appraisal on this. So it's underwriter call. And I even, had a conversation with the listing agent because she asked me the same thing. And I said, no, wait until after the underwriter approves everything, and then we'll release the appraisal wait or contingency. So no, it's underwriter discretion.
Gotcha. Mari, you have a question?
Yeah, I'm just unmuting. So this kind of goes back to what I was originally asking. So if somebody's wanting to write an offer that's all cash, but they will do a loan in the background, they just don't include the loan, the appraisal contingency? Is that the best way to do it? Or do you have an appraisal? I don't know. Or do you just put it under inspection contingencies?
I would put it under inspection contingency if you're asking from a loan point of view.
Right.
But another option, if you run into a time constraint because the appraisal's taking so long, and of course they offer cash,
Right.
just you can inform your buyer that, if you go ahead and pay cash, you can come back within 6 months and pull 75% of that cash back out as a refinance. So I think, I can't remember what the name of it, Freddie Mac. Deanna, do you remember
Delayed
the name of that?
financing.
Delayed finance loan. So
That's
as
within
an
6 months?
option, you can use
Yeah.
that.
Okay, yeah, because they're trying to write as, like as appealing an offer as possible. And so, and they do technically have the cash, so
Yeah,
do have the cash, but they want to put a loan against it on it. So that's one way to do it, huh?
right, exactly.
And
Yeah,
that's
been
within
around
6
for a
months?
while. That's the best way
Within
to
6
do it.
months.
Okay, all right.
Christine and Jessica's computer right here. This is Sharon.
Yeah, we're sharing. We're at the same desk because it echoes. So I just wanted to ask, well, actually not ask, but just mention Lake County's appraisal problems that we've been having 2 times this year. And it was outside lenders, not local lenders. I've had appraisal orders sent out. It took 2 weeks before it to get picked up by an AMC. And then when it got picked up, it was $850 or more. And then when my buyer is, getting the settlement statement to know how much to come cash to close, there's an additional $1,000 on there for the appraisal. And they go, what? $1,000 for what? The lender was accepting the rush fee, or the AMC gets the $1,000. And the lender just said, oh, sure, yeah, whatever, we need it, just do it. And so twice this year, my buyers have had to pay an extra $1,000 at closing for a rushed appraisal when it wasn't even rushed in the first place. And it's ridiculous. So if anybody can help come up with some kind of something to crack on these AMCs for being able to charge this. And I called the appraisers. I said, I'm just calling about, what you guys do. I'm not arguing the price or anything like that, because they turned out everything was fine in the appraisal. But I'm like, did you get that extra money? And they go, no, we only get our small fee that we accept the offer for. And I said, well, did you know the AMC company got $1,000 extra? And he goes, no, we don't have no idea how much they get paid. So it's the AMC companies getting all this extra money, not the appraisers. And then we're cracking down on the appraisers like, hey, you're supposed to be rushing this. Hey, you're supposed to be doing this. They're doing their job. It's the AMC company. And they have nobody to talk or manage them or supervise them or control, like, hey, you should be able to do this and not that. And it's awful. These AMC companies are awful. And it's really hard when we are so rural here in Lake County and we have an outside lender and they reach out to their AMC companies. So all those appraisers are out of town. So they're like, well, I'm not driving 3 hours to do an appraisal. That's ridiculous.
Exactly.
It's awful. And we have local appraisers here. They don't want to sign up for a new AMC company. They don't. I've already talked to everyone that I have a relationship with. I've asked them over and over again, and they are just, nope, we don't want to sign up for a new AMC. Nope, nope, nope. So if we can only have certain AMC companies, that'd be really helpful.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you what our process is.
Well, respite didn't necessarily help the consumer. The prices of appraisals went up, because of a few bad appraisers and a few bad lenders. It kind of changed the marketplace. So that's when AMCs were created. And again, I agree with you. I don't know what we do about it. I agree with you. It has not made the process easier. It's cost the consumer more. I don't think they're getting the service that they once did, but that's what happens when the government gets involved with it. So we're kind of stuck with it. But depending on your lender depends on which AMC or how many AMCs they belong to. So we'll we'll work on it for Lake County for sure.
Yeah, you're right, Randy. I can tell you what Pinnacle's stand is on this, and what we've been doing is we have a couple of AMCs that we reach out to, and they reach out to the appraisers to find out who's going to pick it up. And so we watch it almost hourly to, to watch to see if it's been picked up. And then we get a quote first. And then once we know what that quote is, then we're calling the borrower and we're letting them know, hey, this is what this is going to cost. And we're not going to add anything at the end because that's an issue on our side. We're not allowed to. We can't change that. And if they are doing it, the buyer isn't paying for it. We are as a lender. So we can't do that. If an appraisal is going to run you $1,000, and it's going to be $1,000, and that's going to be it. So I don't know how those other companies are getting away with that, but that's not something you're going to find with us.
Gary, I think
both instances with these were
All right.
the $850 was for the appraisal. The $1,000 was a rush fee. So the total cost for their appraisal was $1,850. It's not.
Yeah, we know what our rush was going to be.
Yeah,
up
twice
front.
this year that happened to my buyers, and they were
really
just
sorry
and their
about that.
FHA. They don't have extra money. They don't. And then I called back on the lender and I was like, hey, you need to pay for this. You're the one that authorized it. They said, nope. And it's the hard thing is when you get a buyer who's already been pre-approved and they go with that lender, then I roll my eyes and I go, okay, we'll see how this goes. But I truly like to only work with my certain lenders only because they're local. They know the business here. Lake County is very different, blah, 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 but we'll do it. And then it ends up turning into heartache, neck ache, backache, headache, everything.
Let's not end today on the neck ache, back aches, arm aches, and headaches.
Nicole wanted to make an introduction here.
All right, you guys. So you guys know that I handle some recruiting for our offices. We have a new agent here on the call, Raymond I don't know how to say it, Giomi. Sorry, Raymond. He goes by Ray. He's working out of the Sonoma office. He is a very motivated new agent, got licensed and has already put his feet to the pavement to really get going. I've been working with him one-on-one with scheduling meetings and introducing him to escrow sales reps and some loan officers and getting him involved with broker tours, etc. If you guys have open houses or needs that you want to hand off to a new agent to help yourself leverage your time, or if you just have these types of needs, he is very willing and motivated. I'm sure you guys can all work out offline, how you want to go about it. But I know Raymond is more than willing to work. He wants this to be his full-time career. And I'm super excited to have him as part of our team, which is why I'm helping him so much. Ray, I don't want to put you on the spot, but if you want to say anything, you're welcome to. Otherwise, agents, especially Sonoma agents, please extend a really warm welcome to him and help him to feel like he's part of our BHG family.
Woo-hoo!
Woo! Ray, you want to say anything?
Yeah, I mean, I sent a big email to I think everybody in the Sonoma, Petaluma, Napa, and I'm going to probably start an email to everybody in the Santa Rosa offices too. I mean, I was born and raised here in town. I know Sonoma and Napa and Petaluma fairly well. But yeah, I'm super excited. And if anybody ever needs anything, like Nicole said, just let me know. And yeah, thanks, Nicole, for the shout out.
Yes. Hey, Deanna, or who's working in the Sonoma office, we would love to get a meeting set up to do a loans 101 or an FHA kind of style thing. Get him broken into as far as different loan products go. That way he can talk, with some education to his clients. And anybody that you guys—
we can definitely do that starting in January for sure. Raymond, we're going to break you in. That's what Nicole said.
That sounds awful scary to me, but okay.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Raymond, if you have any challenges with that breaking in part, Call Gary.
Yeah.
Oh, bring it on. I'm ready. Bring it on.
We'll get an email out today on that, guys.
Awesome.
Thank you all. Thank you. All right, so we got a short contract training coming up. Heather's not with us today because she's in the Norbar board meeting. But I've got, I don't know, a half a dozen items and all dealing with the new forms. I hope you all have kind of looked at the new forms that were released on December 14th. So we'll look at some things that have come up around the new forms here in the last week. And we'll start that around 11 o'clock. We'll get out of this meeting, use the same link to get back in because I have to do 2 different recordings. So for those of you coming back to training, we'll see you shortly. Any other things we want to talk about? Everybody have a great Christmas and a safe New Year's, because I'm not sure when we'll meet again. Happy holidays to everybody. But
hey, thank you everybody for being here today. It's awesome to see so many people, and wish you happy holidays and great success, and don't quit real estate right now, because again, there's a lot of real estate happening. So don't be shy. Thank you for everybody who you guys are. We really, really appreciate it. We got in just an incredible group of people that are part of this team. And I sincerely feel that way. It's great to see all of you as much as I can. Have a happy holiday.
be well, everybody.
Bye.